Righto dudes, back to the daily grind. Look at that truck, isn't it looking good? Bloody happy. And the boys have already got the formula in the workshop. I dropped it over here to grab the truck the other day on Saturday. We'll see if they've made a start. Yeah, look at that, couldn't ask for better blokes, eh? So they found another white bar for us. Seb's here working away. G'day buddy.
How you going?
Alright, we find anything nasty in behind there, mate?
Oh, not a big lot, just broken plastic and broken glass everywhere.
Yep, but nothing was bent, was it? Except for that piece just there, which doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a little bit bent. It hasn't, the roux that went in your grill hasn't been real nice to the
Condenser, but...
the aircon condenser, but it still works, so that's the main thing.
Yeah, well that's it, the aircon was still working, so yeah, yeah, couldn't ask for better blokes. Like, they're already into it, getting it happening for me. Like, yeah. Alright dudes, well we're going to get the injectors in this as well, and then we're going to... The wheel keeps turning while I'm away. Leith's here measuring up the bore on this 2H one to price it up for a bloke.
Yeah, it's got a few gouges in the two of the sleeves there, so I'm just working out whether it'll clean up. If I go 40 over, I actually need to put some sleeves in it, and being a post 1984, it's not like the early ones where they've actually just got the removable sleeves and you just put sleeves in it, so I actually have to bore it bigger and get a B or a C section sleeve depending on how bad it is, and then that'll actually have to be pressed in there and then bore and hone that one to suit, so they're all the same as the rest. So I'll work that out shortly.
If this gets priced up and the guy's happy with the price and we move forward on it, we might follow his process with doing his sleeves and stuff and show you a little bit more of what we actually do here. We don't just, he doesn't just put cars together for me to go out and wreck. We actually...
Oh, very nice.
But yeah. Alright dudes, I'll keep moving and we'll follow along with this 2H build. If the job comes in, that's it. But yeah, just measuring it up today and pricing it out. Righto guys, so I think our next trip will be, say, to Bryron. Let's do Bryron Bay, unless someone can convince me of a better spot. Okay, so is the Bedford van. We have got a lot to do to get this right in the next few weeks, I suppose. Motor's in, but no, we're near bolted in. We've got to put a full interior in it. Yeah, get rid of all that. And I want to sleep in this. So double bed at the back and 3 other beds for the girls somehow in amongst, yeah. So, what do you guys reckon? Who's keen to come to Bryron? Bryron Bay, here we come, in the big bad bus. I don't know, guys. See how we go. Should be alright, eh? I don't know. I'll get stuck into this, and so will the boys, obviously, and see where we end up, eh? But yeah, I think that might be one of our next ones in between. Just a small road trip in that one. Or there are some caves up at Rockhampton. We could probably go caving up north of Rockhampton. I don't know, I'm open to suggestions guys. Comment down below. Not a massive one this one, because it's only just a small one in between doing the Cairns drag car one. So yeah, where do we want to go? Let me know, but we'll get stuck in and get this thing going, and the boys will get this thing back together. So yeah, we've got a heap going on guys, it's all happening. Been a big day guys, and it's freaking hot today, summer's on its way. But yeah, the boys have got the bumper bar back on. There's a little crack in that one just here. He's going to 5-glass that up though. Put the red stripe back in, and there's the new grill. I ordered that when I got the bonnet, so we'll paint that up and put her in. It should be brand new again. And he's got a new set of, or a new second-hand set of injectors out, and tomorrow we will go through, pull them out one by one, see what's wrong with them, clean them out and show you guys. So yeah, injector day is tomorrow. Exciting stuff guys. Right guys, injector clean time. So the boys have, obviously the formula's sort of back together. Okay, they put another bar on for me. We haven't got the SS lip across the bottom because I've got to bring that in off another car. We've got the, like the SS, not SS style grill, but the letterbox style grill in it now, which will make her look a bit different. Now, he's pulled out the injectors off this side. Now, the one, this is the one here that I kept tapping, which was the center one, okay? He's still got that side together. There's all those injectors are still in, okay? Now, he just wants to test them each way to see which one was spraying along. So what we're gonna show you in this is a cheap way of cleaning your injectors and making sure they're spraying properly to work out whether they're working. Okay, now, first thing I've noticed with this injector, okay, is, first thing I've noticed is that piece there, see how it's all cracked and shitty? That's supposed to have another small piece on it. The O-rings are okay, which is the other thing you got to look at, which is these green O-rings here. Okay, if they're cracked, you'll actually draw air through. That's like having a vacuum leak. Okay, and you'll see on the bottom of this injector, see how that's got that little piece on the bottom there? So that's actually still stuck down in that hole. That won't create a vacuum leak, okay, because the O-ring's what seals it. So we've just got to be careful we don't drop that down into the manifold. Okay, it's just one of those things when you pull it out just to check those pieces are on there. So Leith's putting together now, okay, a rig that will clip onto, see he's got together, I'll show you this more in depth in a minute, okay, he's just on the phone again, okay. That's your injector wire, okay, that clips on to your injector, because you'll see on the loom here, that's the same as that, okay. So he's cut that off another loom, and then he's going to be able to run power to it to energize the injector to make it squirt. Yes, okay, cool. Okay, and then he's going to use injector cleaner by spraying it in to then show to clean it, because it'll knock out all the carbon and stuff like that, and it'll also show you the spray that it's got to see if it's spraying properly. So yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting. So he's got his jump pack here, see, for a bit of power. These jump packs here, guys, they make them in 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder and V8, and honestly they are the best jump packs I've ever owned. They do come on special for about $100. They're normally off special for about $150, but buy a V8 one. They're freaking awesome. You charge your phone off them, you got a little light on them. I use them to use the winch on the truck. They start the truck. They're just awesome, super cheap from church. There you go. Alright guys, we'll get this set up and we'll show you how to clean these injectors on the cheap. Righto dudes, the captain's all set up so he can explain what he's got going on.
Righto, so just normal carby cleaner, all that sort of stuff. So we're just going to find an old plug off something that'll plug onto the injector. Power source, I'm using the jump pack here. So obviously when you switch that on, that's going to open the injector. So if we turn that on and then press that, there you go. You get a bit of a spray pattern going. And that one there actually sounded a bit lazy. Hang on, what's going on there?
Power didn't switch on.
No, there's actually a bit of a delayed reaction between the power going to it, so that is obviously the buggered injector, because it's actually lazy. It takes a bit for it to energise, so by the time I switch that and then goes on, it takes probably half a second of delay.
Do you want to test then? All right, do we want to put in another injector so we can show the guys the difference between one that energises instantly and one that's lazy, and that gives them an idea of what they're supposed to be looking for? He's got another one here ready to go.
If that's the case, like
but yeah, but it's definitely something to look at. It's something for you guys to pay attention to. Righto guys, so he's going to energise that one and see how quickly.
Oh, it's about the same. But anyway. Oh, okay, yeah, that started off with a pretty bad spray pattern. Obviously we're not running at the amount of pressure that the fuel system would run at, but you'll see the difference in the spray pattern from when you start to as it goes through.
That starts to flow more now.
Yeah. And it will take a couple of goes. Like if you just do that, then that way there's injector cleaner in there. That will soften up any gum or anything like that that's in the injector. So if you go through them all, like you can see the crap that's in the top of that basket feed there. Like that's just absolutely chockers full of crap. So that one there is probably one of the really bad ones. Yeah, okay, so that was the first one I did was the faulty one. So if you look at the difference in the top there, I don't know if you can see that.
Yep,
that one there is absolutely chockers full of crap. So that would have been the dead one. So every time that Red was given it a bit of a tap, it was basically just loosening up that crap in the top there.
Because it was down on horsepower a lot.
Yeah, so that injector would have been flowing bugger all, and the rest would have been alright. So, but they're the ones out of it. I am going to clean 6 that we got out of another good running car. But we will just clean them to put in there if we are going to throw it on the dyno and just get a baseline for it. So anyway, that's a good cheap way to just clean your injectors, especially if you run E10 or something like that through them, like that crappy fuel. Sometimes that will, cause a little bit of gum in build up in the injectors. So just do that and clean them out. And it's also a good way just to test if they're working. If one's got a really bad spray pattern compared to the rest of them, and you'll know if you've got, you know, that could sort out any misfire or something like that you've got, so a bit of a hesitation. Yeah, you could get really tricky and find a little cup with measuring on the side and sort of count a couple of seconds to how much comes out of it, but it's not very accurate using the spray can, the amount of air that you've got going through. But really it's just about seeing if they do work and seeing what the spray pattern's like. Don't hold power on them for too long, because basically you're just energizing, it's not pulsing, it's just energizing and opening the injector.
All he's done here is just got some bits of hose that go over the spray piece with some cable ties and stepped it up to the size to go onto the injector.
And then yeah, just push it over the injector like that, and then just get yourself a plug, put that on there, hook up some power to it, flick it on, you'll hear it click. That one, oh, and I've got my lead off there. And do that again, you'll hear it click like that, and then just give it a spray.
You can see that's starting to spray at a bigger fan now from just sitting with the injector cleaner in it. We're using the Newlon injector throttle body and carby cleaner. I found that on the highway I used the one in the red one, which is a little bit cheaper, and then the Newlon one was a bit more expensive. It was in an aluminium tin. It was like $22 instead of about $17, but I found it did make a little bit more difference. I don't know whether that was just because I'd put other stuff through or what it was, but obviously you can see how bad it was. It gave me enough to get home. It's the same as putting seal up in a radiator, right? When you've got a small water leak, it'll get you home, but then you got to repair it. I hope that's been helpful to you guys. Newlon, I think, is a company, from what I've noticed and what we use with these additives in some of these cars, because a lot of them have been sitting a long time, to loosen things up and make them run better. I'm going to get in touch with them and see if they will work with Kingatow Crew to sponsor the channel so we can run through a few more of their products. Let me know what you guys think about Newlon. I personally, from using the stuff, think it's good, okay? But if you guys have got some horror stories, I don't want to get involved with a company that isn't what I think it is. I don't want to promote anything or work with products to show you guys. Does that make sense to you guys? It makes sense to me. All right guys, formula's kicking ass. The boys will have this back together. We'll put it on the dyno. Both me and Leith are very keen to build a P-plater special, and I hope you P-plater dudes out there are keen to see one. And I'll talk to you now about the VN and see what you guys reckon about that. So let me know. All right, we're sitting here having a production meeting, in other words, talking out of shit about cars. And I was just talking to Seb here that we're going to do a tidy up on this as a P-plate special. And then see how the boys see the camera come out and they all run away. It's like it's a snake and they're going to get bitten.
I don't like hearing you talk shit.
And Levo said, well, if you're going to clean this up, why don't you just do this as your wagon? Because another VN, you've got plenty of VN parts, you don't have to go buy a heap of stuff. I said, well, I want to run that RB30 because the boys want to see an RB turbo, a VL turbo. So, VN, RB turbo, is that acceptable? Will you guys accept that instead of me building a VL turbo? Are you happy with a VN RB30 turbo? What do you reckon? Big wheel tubs, like 12 or 15 inch rear wheels, front runners, reverse cowl, weld the back doors up, weld this up, panel van, mad. Drive to the racetrack, race it, drive to Cairns, away with the missus, sleep in the back. What do you reckon? Is that a plan? Are you happy with a VN wagon instead of a VL? I've got all the crap here. What do you reckon? Righto dudes, what do you reckon about the VN wagon? Are we going to run with that? Monetary wise, it will never be worth as much as a VL wagon once it's done, but at the same time I've got it and I don't really care about the money side of things. It's more about having fun. It's all about the cars, guys. It is just all about the cars. All right, there'll be more road trip to the Rock coming up. We've got another 3 videos for that to edit. I'm part of the way through doing some of them, as well as longer stuff for the Mad Max Museum and the Underground Opal thing. I've had a great response to that video, and more travel stuff is coming, dude. More road trips, which is going to be crazy, man. All right, dudes, you know the drill. Like, subscribe. See you.